Hi guys, it's Steve, 26 November Echo 34. Welcome back to the channel. Just a follow up basically on Cluster DX and 11dx.net. So there's quite a few stations use Cluster DX, which is my preferred one, and there's a number of reasons why I think that's my number one choice. But there's quite a lot of people use 11dx.net as well. Now, the differences I find between the two is when I'm logged into 11dx, when I'm clicking through, it's quite instant. It's really responsive, with all the mappings and your logbook. Um, and I'll tell you, you can see how quickly the pages load. Now over on 11dx, if I want to go to my logbook and I click logbook, that one's quite quickly. If I want to go to reverse EQSL to see what EQSLs, it's quite slow and responsive before you get anything. So yeah, as this one will actually make a beeping noise, and then you will get a symbol here with a number 1 or 2, and it'll let you know how many QSL cards you've actually got, and they'll come through there and then. So like logging in as well. So let's just log out and just quickly show you. Log off from that, and we're going to log off from Cluster DX. So log out of that. So let's have a look and see how quickly Cluster DX takes to log in. Log in instantly, straight in. And what I like about Cluster DX, it's got all your different menus down the left-hand side. It's got how many contacts you've had. So I've had 41 contacts in Europe. That's 41 different countries. North America 4, South America 5, Caribbean 5, Asia 14, Africa 7, and Oceania 4. Okay. It also shows you a map on here. Of what stations are live. So these are different stations that's chatted to different other parts of the world. And so basically, if I was to chat to somebody and I log it in my logbook, it will put me in. So let's just maximize that so you can see it. So if I just hover over, I don't know, let's go 29 division, it will let me know that they're talking to 30 Delta Alpha 1012, and the frequency they're on is 2730. So if I take my radio to 27530, turn the volume up, and I rotate my antenna around the south, we should be able to hear the Spanish station on that frequency when it rotates around. Okay, all depends whether the propagation is good over Spain and over the UK as well, because it's continuously floating in and out. So yeah, so it just allows you to see what frequency they're on, etc. Not only that as well, a new feature, I'm saying you, it's been out probably a few months now, but if we go to just above the map, it's got 2D map and 3D globe. If you click on the 3D globe, and then we move this down and we go to full screen, you see the globe, and you can see the different stations, and you can zoom in, and obviously the globe rotates around, and it just shows you the signal paths from station to different station. And yeah, it's amazing. And you can rotate that world around to Africa, to Australia. Now obviously the furthest I've gotten in Australia is down in Melbourne area, and I've also gotten New Caledonia in the past. I've gotten South Korea, I've gotten Japan. And it's just nice to see the globe as it spins around, and you can even type in your call sign, and it will tell you, what's what and who you've spoken to, and you can exit the full screen, and you can remove the flags, you can remove the lines, etc. But yeah, I just prefer Cluster DX. So if we go back to 11dx and we try logging in now, so I'll just type login, you can see it sort of counts down, and it's very slow at loading and logging in. So yeah, however, the benefits are, some stations I've spoken to, like there was one in, let's have a look at the QSL codes and I'll tell you. Hong Kong. I spoke to somebody in Hong Kong yesterday. Now that station is not on Cluster DX, but they are on 11dx. So if I wasn't a member of both, I wouldn't have got that QSL card. and then I can download that QSL card and save it. So there are benefits of having both. Yeah, I just think 11dx.net is a little bit slow for my liking. I'm not a very patient person. I do like to log all my QSOs as I go. I put them in the logbooks. I normally go on cluster first and then transfer them over. Like there, I've clicked home. Like as soon as I close down the QSL card, it's taking all that time. But also when you come into this one, you click this symbol over here for the locations, the DX map, and that shows you what stations are available. And you just click the little information, and it shows you that 13 India Romeo 100 it was talking to 20 Tango Tango. So yeah, so cluster and 11dx.net, two different systems, both entirely free to use. I don't pay for 11dx, but for the cluster DX, I do pay for. I pay €30 a year, gives me a gold membership, it gives you certificates. Not only that, as a member, it will log me out every 4 hours as a gold member. If you're a standard free member, it will log you out every 15 minutes. So you will have to keep logging in every 15 minutes because it will just count down and it'll kick you out. And then you've got to go back in. Okay. So do I recommend being a member of Cluster? Absolutely. It is really, really good system. This is my preferred system. But as I say, I do use both. I think 11dx.net could probably update their system, make it a little bit more faster and responsive. But basically, I'm going to blow my trumpet now with regards to how good Cluster DX is. So when you log in, you've got your desktop there. You can adjust it to how you want to log in. So you've got the UTC time, which is currently 11:51. We've got the map. You can click on there, and it will show you the conditions, etc. Spotters, these are the top people who get the certificate for spotting different ones, and it tells you there your membership level. So I'm a gold level, and I've got 171 days left of my membership before I have to renew. As we come down, number of countries in the area in the logbook, and it's all broken down for you. The world map, which we've just gone through there, and it gives you a bit of a graph of how many you've spoken to. And then underneath that, it's got QSOs in the log. I'm at currently 698. I need to put another one in, so that would take me up to 699. And I've already saved one QSO today. Saved in the last 7 days, I've had 26 QSOs in DXCs in the log. That's 80 countries in total I've spoken to, okay, out of 300 and odd. We'll show you where all them countries are though in a moment. And then latest edition photos, you can upload your pictures, QSL cards, etc. for people to see. They're all on there, and it'll tell you what's what there. Latest edition activations and managers, so all on there. And any latest news, you can click on all of these. And the Nick page statistics. Now for Nick page, you only get a Nick page if you, I think, are a bronze, silver, and gold member. It'll tell you in the membership area exactly what you get for your money. But the big thing for me was it doesn't kick us out every 15 minutes. It gives us 4 hours, which I think is money well spent. So as we come all the way down, and it will tell you the total members. So in total on Cluster DX, we have 18,308 members, and currently online using the system is 168 people. If you go down the menu on the left-hand side, you click on Cluster DX, it will show you the Cluster DX. If you click on there, all the people that's been spotted and where, what frequencies they're on, and that they're on short path or long path, and who the spotter was, and any little comments that you've left on their QSL card. Spot map. There's a spot map. It'll tell you the position of the sun, the moon, and also the International Space Station, which is currently heading to over North Korea in Japan. But yeah, the sun is up here, not shining in England today, although there is starting to get a little bit of break in the clouds there, bit of blue skies, and the moon is currently over Mexico. So find a spot. You can put in dates, etc., times, and it will tell you everything. So I think these are all mine there. So if I go click on that, no, they're not. So these are just different QSL cards. This is actually the first time I've been on this section. But yeah, you can. It's really good. And then you've got the DX alert. This is a new part of it. I've not actually had a bit play around with the DX alert. I'll probably do that after I've made the video. And then you've got your own logbook. So you've got your logbook, and then basically to log a station, you basically type add log, type in the call sign, the date, the time, the frequency is on 27 because it's 11-meter band, so you just need to put in the last 3 digits of whatever frequency, whether you want on USB or LSB, what the signal was, and it goes all the way from move the page down, 3 and 1 all the way up to 5, 9 plus 40 dB, and whether you want a short path, long path, and any remarks. So for me, I always just put in there, thanks to the QSO, please add me on Facebook. I have my own Facebook group, which you can find under 26 November Echo 34, just the letter N and the letter E, 26NE34, and you should be able to find us. And also YouTube, and again, searches using that. And I send QSL code via that. DXC score, click on that, and it will show you down the left hand side how many countries you've got, and these are all the countries. All the ones in green are the ones I've managed to get to, and in total there is 300 and can't even see, my eyes aren't working, 350 different divisions, and out of 350 I've gotten 80. Okay, so not a great lot really, but when you look on the map of where you've actually got and what stations you've spoken to, it's quite detailed. So as you can see, Chile, Argentina down here, up into Brazil, down into the Caribbean, up into Florida, the east coast of America, Central America and Canada, one there in Greenland, all the little islands down here. You've got like Tenerife, the Canary Islands around there, few down in Africa, South Africa, etc. Madagascar, there's some there. The Middle East, all over Europe, Ireland, Scotland, up into Scandinavia, parts of Russia, going across there, and then we're coming down into the likes of Japan. There's one, South Korea, Hong Kong yesterday, Vietnam, the Philippines. You know, there's Indonesia, Australia. Now, for some stations, it will select this one here in Central Australia. Those aren't on Cluster DX, so it just plots them as the middle of Australia. So that station, if they were registered on Cluster DX, that flag would be down here in Melbourne. So, and then you've got New Caledonia here. I haven't reached New Zealand. I have heard them, but yeah, the conditions just have not been right. So it's really good that you can actually see on there all the different stations. And then obviously it shows you where you are, which is here, which is where I'm located. I've spoken to people in UK, Wales, my sister up in Newcastle upon Tyne, up into Scotland, into Ireland, Northern Ireland as well. Yeah, into Denmark, there's a couple there. So, you know, it is a really, really good system, and it is quite responsive. Any awards you've got, so basically tells you here, I've got the EU awards, so EU prefix award and the 5 regions award, and it tells you here what you need to do in order to get these awards, and you can download the certificates and that. So yeah, it's just good. EQSL, any received EQSLs, any QSL cards that you receive will automatically come up here, and you just click on that and it will take you to any unread QSL cards. And then down here, I got this one from May, I think it was, Fall for Tango 101. And that was a conversation I had with this station on the 27th of May of this year. And that only come through yesterday. And then again, you can download the QSL card, mark it as read, and then you can reply and give a QSL card back. And then obviously got all the log there. And so far, there's 239 entries in there. Not everybody sends QSL cards. And then find confirmation, excuse me. So if you don't receive a QSL card, you could put in their call sign, and if they've logged you in their logbook, you can then generate a QSL card. So if I don't know, if I want to go 43 Kilo November 03 for John in Australia. Find confirmation. Okay, now I know John doesn't really use cluster DX, but he uses 11dx.net. So I have got a QSL card from John. But yeah, it just shows you that, if there is one, let's do another call sign. I don't know. Who can I think of? 47 Alpha Tango 124, which is Pally. Nice guy. Loads of QSOs with that gentleman there. Tap on the QSL card. You want to generate a QSL card? Okay. And there's a QSL card there from Pally. Okay. And it gives you all the information again. You can download it and save it. So if you ever get to have a chat with Pally, 47 Alpha Tango 124 in Denmark, really, really nice guy. Very, very active on the 11-meter band. And then underneath that, you've got the EQSL settings. This is my current EQSL card that I'm using. There's a guy called Dave Hiscox on Facebook. If you give him a search, I think it's EQSL UK Design, I think the company name is. I'll find it in a moment and I'll show you. He's the one who designs all my QSL cards. He charges £4, £4 in the UK for the QSL cards, and he will give you the electronic copy of the QSL card for Cluster DX and 11dx.net. And then you can just upload them. So £4 each for each one of the designs. So like I say, I've got this one only used for November every year. And this is for Remembrance Sunday. And then come the 1st of December, I will then change that and it'll be my Christmas QSL card. And then, and so forth. The really nice one I really love is the Remembrance of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, which will be up for the month of September, which was when she passed away. So yeah, that'll be good. And it's just something to collect. Some people love QSL cards, some people don't. Some people have got thousands and don't collect them anymore. But yeah, I could have millions and I would still collect them. It's just my thing. But yeah, so that's the QSL card settings, and you can upload a new one and change it, and you can authorize whether you want to receive or not receive any QSL cards, see if it changes. And then yeah, any article lists, all in there. So this is just for Cluster DX, and then you've got your photo gallery. You can upload them. You can look at people's galleries. These are just different pictures that everyone's put up. So there's my ones here. There's the one for Her Majesty the Queen. That one will be up, like I say, in September next year. And then we've got one here, which is for Bonfire Night. And then we've got the Christmas one there. And because I work for the emergency services here in the UK, we have International Paramedic Month. So I've got Dave to design this one for me, and it's just to celebrate the healthcare workers and the paramedics worldwide, not just within the NHS within the UK, but worldwide. And then we've got a lovely one here for Halloween that Dave done, and then the Remembrance Sunday or the Remembrance Month after World War One and World War Two. That's not just for British soldiers or like American soldiers. That's for soldiers on both sides. Okay. And I'm a very, very firm believer that politics and in history should stay off the radio. History is it's history for a reason. Okay, so try not to get involved with down sort of having a set to with somebody on the radio, because of the war or something like that. It's in the past and it's where it needs to stay. Okay. Just on that subject as well, if you're ever talking to somebody and you're new to the radio, don't start getting really, really impatient. Just because someone's English isn't very good. It's a learning curve. We're all friends on the radio. Massive learning curve. And just be patient. English might not be their preferred language. It might not be their first language. Just be patient. Quite often I speak to guys in Italy and they apologize, for their English. Hey, their English is much, much better than my Italian. I cannot speak a word of any language. I can say the odd little bit in Italian, nothing much, like hello, French the same, hello, goodbye, thank you. German the same. but to have a full conversation in any language, just would not be able to do it. So yeah, so just be patient. My photos, there's all the different QSL cards for my groups. I've got some of them are personal to me, and then we've got other ones like this one here is for the group, and then we've got a second one here for the group, and then down here there's another one for the group. So there's 3 group QSL cards, and then this is my normal QSL card here, and then this one here is the one that I designed, but don't really use that, to be perfectly honest with you. And then this one here I got designed, but there was a station in Brazil that has a QSL card very, very similar to this one, which was very, very strange because I actually got that one designed on Fiverr. I paid a guy on Fiverr to design that, so unless it was the same guy who designed both. But yeah, so I've got that one. And I have them also in paper form, so electronic and paper. So I have this one here, paper, this one here, paper style, that one there, paper style, and this one here, paper style. So 4 different QSL cards, paper style. 3 of them are for the group, the rest are personalized to me. You know, we are a DX group. There's only 3 members in my DX group. They're all based in the UK. You've got myself, 26 November Echo 34 Steve. You've got my sister, Carrie, up in Newcastle upon Tyne. She is 26 November Echo 33. And you've got my son, Daniel, also up in Newcastle upon Tyne. His call sign is 26 November Echo 78. However, he tends to use my radio equipment when he comes down south. And yeah, so keep an eye out for all for us 3. If you want to be a member of the November Echo group, by all means, you can join. You will get the electronic copies of the group QSL cards, and I've just had designed as well. Basically, a bit like that, but it's got the logo in the background, and it's just a division chart. You can get an electronic copy of that as well. It doesn't have the flags on; it just has the division numbers and the name of the country. So that is available. I can send you through if you want to join. There is no fee for joining the November Echo Club. It is free. You will have your call sign. So whatever division you're from, it would be your division number followed by whatever unit number you want. And if you're wanting any paper QSL cards, then there will be a small charge plus the postage for me to send them paper QSL cards to you. If you want a personalized QSL card, then get in touch with Dave and get him to design you one. And again, for £4, I think, what's that in euros? I think it's about €4.50. And he's absolutely amazing. He's got a quick turnaround. The cards are very, very high quality. So yeah, big up to Dave. I'll find his call sign shortly, and I will tell you what it is. And by all means, give him a shout. The Nick page, on my Nick page, I don't think there's many people looked at it, but basically it's just the November Echo DX group, and then a little bit of a spiel about me, and then it's got my shack. The monitor I've taken down with the actual mapping system up that shows you what's what, and I've moved this around a bit with my globe, my laptop, all my power supplies, my amplifier, which I don't have anymore, just using the bog standard power with the radio, and it's all in there, and my microphone. So that's my shack. On that night when I took that, I must have had a whiskey and coke, or some sort of alcoholic drink, because I've got an empty glass there. So it must have been a good night. So yeah, and then just click back on that. We can also have private messages. So I've gotten some private messages there from different people. It's mainly with regards to trying to get QSL cards through EQSL managers, which is a bit of a nightmare from my point of view. Paying for the postage, not a problem. The turnaround I get, it's a hobby. They've got other things to do, it's the last thing for them, etc. But yeah, so the messages, etc. there, and I can write a message to a different station. Let's kick this out because I've hit me 4 hours. There, we'll go back to 4 hours. So back into the private messages. I can write a message, just put in their call sign, the subject, write the message and send, and those will get a little bit that pops up on the envelope, number one, to say they're getting a message. The prefix list. If you've watched my video with regards to the rotator, this is where I get all of the coordinates from, what point the antenna should be pointing. So Italy, number one, for my position, it tells you here, short path is 134 degrees, and for the long path, 314. Obviously, if I'm pointing the antenna directly towards them, it would be pointing 134 degrees. If I'm got it turned away, the opposite direction of 314, it's going to go all the way around the world and come back to Italy. So that's where I get the coordinates from. Okay, so I don't know, let's go to, what division should we look at? 178 division. So Bulgaria. So it comes up with Bulgaria, little blue circle with a dot in, just click on that, comes up with a window. 108 degrees is what the antenna should be pointing to. Okay, and then yeah, so that's really, really good. Locator map. You can, if you can't find where the person are, you can get them to give them your locator. You type the locator in and it will pinpoint exactly where they are in the world. Special call signs, call sign list. These are different activations, which would be in there. You can add an activation on there as well. It just allows you to get your QSL cards through, and you can add a QSL manager, etc. on there. Members. If you can hear an individual member and you're wanting to know a little bit more information about them, then just in the search bar, type in there. So we're going to type in 26 November Echo, and then yeah, you've got 3 there, which is my son Daniel. So we click on his information. It tells you his call sign, his first name, where he's at. He's new to the radio. Please send QSL cards. Very much appreciated. He's 15 years old. He's like me. He loves the QSL cards. He gets a buzz out of getting QSL cards. The same as me. I'm 45. I get a buzz out to get the QSL cards. So click back and just go back to that, and then we'll go to information for 26 November Echo 33. So it tells you the call sign. Her first name is Carrie, again in Newcastle upon Tyne, and she is using the same exactly the same equipment, except for our antenna is a Gainmaster 5/8 with vertical. So yeah, if you hear her on the radio, give her a shout. She'll really, really appreciate it. Sometimes we're on the phone with each other, and I'll tell her to go to this frequency, that frequency. I'll get in, have a QSO with somebody, and then I'll say, "Oh, can you give my sister a shout?" And they do. It's really good. And then downloads. If we click on the download, and it will tell you the donation. So the different donations. So you get a basic membership that kicks you out every 15 minutes. You get a bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, and it'll tell you what you need to do in order to do it. So you pay via PayPal, friends and family. You put your call sign in. And then you drop them a message via the messaging system on Cluster DX, and they will activate you, and then they get you going. So for gold donations, it's £30 a year. It includes a certificate and an avatar logo for your profile, and you will get auto log system levels. So it basically logs you out every 4 hours when you're gold. Platinum is £109 a year, and you get a lot more for being a platinum. Okay, and it tells you everything you need to know in there. But yeah, it's definitely worth it, I think. I absolutely love Cluster DX. Can't sing their praises enough. So yeah, that is Cluster DX. For me, it is the one. I absolutely love it. But that's not to say that 11dx.net doesn't have its place, because it absolutely does. It definitely has its place, because like I say, if you don't get a QSL card via Cluster DX, then you can come into 11dx.net and it will be there. That's not to say that 11dx is rubbish, because it's not. It is good to use. It's just slow. It probably just needs a bit of an update. But again, if they haven't got the people who are putting the donations in, then they probably couldn't afford to sort of upgrade the system. So, but yeah, so that's what I use, guys, for the QSL cards, etc. So yeah, and log and everything. It's really good. But we wanted to see if we can find Dave. So Dave Hiscox, there he is there, on Facebook. I quite like that picture. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to steal it from Dave. And then, yeah, give him a shout. Like I say, all of his QSL cards are really, really high quality. There's quite a lot of people. You pay him through PayPal, friends and family again, and then yeah, he's really, really good. Very, very responsive, with regards to getting them done. So yeah, I mean, he does get busy from time to time. So if he is a little bit slower than normal, please just take your time. And then that's his website. I've just clicked on. Oh no, it's not. Go back to Facebook. Yeah, but give him a shout. Like I say, his call sign is 26 Romeo Charlie 013. Dave Hiscox on Facebook. Give him a shout. Tell him I've sent you. Tell him what you want. Just give him whatever ideas you've got. He will come up with a design. He'll send you through a design with watermarks on. And then once you're happy with it, you pay him the money, and then he will send you through the correct size and format and everything. So you'll receive 2 copies really, one for Cluster DX and one for 11dx.net, depending on what system you use. Or if you use both like me, he'll send you both, or he'll just send you the one. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, get in touch with him, get a QSL card, absolute bargain value for money. Okay, so yeah, just another update with regards to what system I use for logging my QSOs and in order to send and receive QSL cards. So hope to catch you on the frequency. Until then, 73s.